The Hidden Dunes. That's about all most people see of them. Just a quick view from the road on the way to Eureka Dunes. And not all that many people go out to Eureka Dunes in the first place. We are finally going to get a really good look. Eureka Dunes Road is bad enough. This one is much worse. We're actually going away from the dunes in these couple of clips, but you get the idea. It's a terrible sandy road. It's warm, but it's mid-October, so it's busy out here. We saw 5 or 6 cars driving down Eureka Dunes Road. Comedy is we were so worried there would be other people out here. We just kind of hallucinated other vehicles. Even with the binoculars, it looked like there were 5 cars parked out here where we're about to go camping. Turns out there were none. We'll see a steady stream of vehicles heading towards the dunes, but nobody's coming to this part of the valley this weekend. I'm going to explain a few things and take a detailed look at some animal trails along the way, and then we will take a very extensive look at the dunes. The whole second half of the video is just going to be looking at the dunes. This is our 3rd attempt, and it's finally going to work out. We go to the nearby Eureka Dunes, shown here, all the time, but this is only our 3rd time here, and our first 2 were kind of disastrous. The first time we got lost and stuck out there. I'll tell you a little more about that later, and we'll put a link in the description. And then over summer I was here again, but it was just too hot. I got started so late. I went by myself. I went really fast, but I got there after dark. Never really got to see much of anything. But this time we got all day, and it's going to be awesome. There's the truck back there. And Roxana's over there. And we are headed out to the Hidden Dunes. Oh, and I just noticed, here we got another, look at that little animal highway. So quiet. Almost no wind. I don't know if you can make them out, but there are tons and tons of tiny little rabbit prints, all kinds of little footprints. Coyotes, lizards, everything. Animal highways. There are some old motorcycle tracks here and there, but many of these are not. I mean, maybe they started out as motorcycle tracks, but I don't think so, because you don't see the swerving. You know, you only see one track. You would see evidence of 2 wheels if it was a 2-wheel vehicle, like you can see in this photo here. Another big difference between the motorcycle track and animal trails is the rutting. The animal trails are not deep, and they don't have that pile of dirt on either side from the digging into the ground. These animal trails are completely flat. The rocks in the trail have been pushed down out of the way to reveal the soft sand, but the edges have not been lifted up. There are 3 factors that make it unlikely these are anything other than animal trails. For one, the majority originate at an animal hole under a bush. Nearly all of them continue into soft sand, where it becomes very apparent that they are fresh animal tracks. And finally, the crazy crisscrosses and splits that these trails do. There's no way a motorcycle drives along and then suddenly splits in 2 perfectly like this does, or combines back into its own trail. It's just, no. And this hard to see trail originates at a bush, at a creosote bush, so with, you know, little rabbit holes under it. It's a pretty faded one, but there's your evidence. Yeah, so here you can see this wash, and to once again sum up our disaster of a first attempt at this, we came out of the dunes in the pitch black, no moon, GPS failed, I had no compass, and because I'm a complete idiot and it was 110 degrees and I was losing my mind, I just didn't believe. I mean, I saw the stars, I knew where the North Star was, but I just didn't believe that I was seeing it right. That's delirium. Anyway, we hit that path and we thought it was a road that is way out there, and we turned right. At some point we ended up in there. Finally, Roxana said, we gotta quit this. This is crazy. And she was right, because we went to sleep and woke up an hour and a half later and the moon was out and we could see very clearly where we were. We know the shape of the mountains. We could see that playa out there lit up by the moon, and realized we had made a gigantic U-turn. Basically spent like 3 hours walking around in circles out here in the dark, and you know, we finally made it back at like 6 in the morning. It was crazy. She was a little bit traumatized. So now we're out here, it's like 11 a.m. It is 90 degrees, it's not cool, but you know, we're fine with that. That's nothing to us. As long as it's under 100, we're cool. Yep. Got to be careful at night. Got to know the stars. That was the worst thing. I know the stars, I just didn't trust my own knowledge because I was so frazzled from being out in the hot all day long. Oh well. Oh boy, we are almost there, but oh, it's rough. It's been that far away for a long time now. It just doesn't seem to get any closer. So here you can see where animal trails split or converged. And you know there's no way any motorcycle just vanished into thin air or was able to duplicate the other one's track like that to make that Y right there. And only animals could do that. Over years and years and years of plodding their tiny feet through this, you know, light gravel, just because once you push through the gravel, then you get some sand underneath. And that's why they stick to that one little tiny trail. Well, looks like we've just about made it. Hidden Dunes. They're pretty big. Ready, you made it back to Hidden Dunes. Are you excited?
Yeah, it's really neat. They're beautiful. I'm glad we got to make it back.
I plan most of our trips, but Roxana loves Eureka Valley, and she's the one who noticed the Hidden Dunes out there and got all the information the first time, so this is her special place. And you can see some evidence of footprints from a week or so ago, and there'll be some deeper footprints down below, but most of the ones up here have blown away. It's tough up here on the edge. If you stay right on the edge, you might not sink in, but you mostly sink in. You can see there have been some other people out here not too long ago, but not many. The wind takes care of the footprints pretty fast. And actually the shifting sands continue way up over there. So where it'd be like another 1,000 feet up, but this is the main dune field. There's even another one that way. There's a whole bunch of shifting sands around here. Anyway, this is the main Hidden Dunes, and we are excited to be here. Oh, so nice. Nice little breeze. Beautiful. Evidence that people have been here in the last couple weeks, but no people. I kind of stayed below, and boy, that was difficult, but whew, yeah, you get a pretty interesting extra view up here. I am wiped. That was rough. Look at these pits in the sand. Giant dune hole, I guess. And then they just keep on going. And I guess technically there's more shifting sands. So if you wanted to go to the top, you're going all the way up there. Probably and then some. It's probably hidden behind stuff up there. Roxana, was it worth the extra brutality?
It was.
It was, to come up here and see all of this extra dunes?
Yep.
That was a steep hike, but I had to go back and make her come up here and get a look. It was so nice to just sit here in silence for a while. Oh, we spent well over an hour out there, and as we're making our way back, we come up to the ridge, and yeah, we're pretty high up. You can see a little further. It's getting windy. Whoa, look at that edge. Over there, you could probably descend on that. Slip and slide, it'll probably stop you, but this, you're going for a leap. It's just gonna throw you. You're gonna end up falling 100 feet. Well, down we go. Pretty simple from here.
Follow the ridge or?
Why not? We'll try. Yeah, it gets a little sketchy because if we trip and fall that way, we're in big trouble. This way, we're probably gonna be slipping on all kinds of deep sand. And really, if we go down there, our tracks will disappear faster, and that's gonna be the easiest way back. So that's what we're gonna do. I try to leave it neat for the next person if possible. This grayish sand at the top of the dunes. Super fine powder. Doesn't stick to you. Pretty deep. We're kind of just jamming our heels in, just kind of make it down. And you can see where our tracks there. That was really easy instead of torturing ourselves. And we were on the ridge, and I was like, okay, why don't we just come down here, because it's, once you can see a flat way below the ridge, just take it, it's easier. And we went out that way, up to see the back, and then come back this way. What do you think, Roxana? We have been all over these dunes or what? Even down here at the bottom, they're still pretty big. And now we know what's on the other side of that too. That's great. All right. Well, from here it's just a straight walk back. Just out there. A couple miles, no problem. It is hot, but that's fine. But, oh, we can't help remembering what it was like to try to cross that in pitch black with zero navigation. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't do that. Right, yeah, in broad daylight, nice weather, knowing exactly where we're going. This is one beautiful walk across the empty desert. Thanks for coming with us.